Hey guys, it's Kevin Clancy with Clancy Real Estate, your Capital Region real estate expert. I want to thank you for joining me on my video real estate blog. As you know, I created this blog to share some ideas and insights into what's going on in the Capital Region real estate market and just some thoughts on life in general. Listen, obviously unprecedented times with COVID-19 going on, but remarkably, the Capital Region real estate market is incredibly resilient. We are seeing multiple offers and just great activity depending on the price point and the location. Homes under 350 are just moving very quickly if they're in what we call primary markets. And my team is, again, selling many homes and seeing multiple offers on the properties. So it's really, location specific, price specific, depends on where you are, depends on whether if you're buying or selling. If you're interested, give me a holler, talk to my team. We love talking about real estate, but that's not what I want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about, really what's going on with COVID-19, right? And how it's affecting us. I talk to dozens of clients a week and friends and people, and, it's just the mindset that, we're helpless, and the victim mindset setting in, and emotional mindset setting in. And it's just so important that we focus on, what we can control during this time that we've never faced before. I want to tell you a quick story, trying to stick to my routine. I'm getting up, I'm working out every day, getting dressed for work, in the office, working harder than I've ever worked, 12, 14-hour days now with the virtual environment that we're functioning in. But trying to get out and hike at least once a week. I've never really been able to hike, but it's one of the few things we can do with the lockdown. So I've been doing a tremendous amount of hiking in the Adirondacks. It is May, went on a hike in April, it was probably 65 degrees at the base when I left. Was a pretty ambitious hike. It took 4 hours up to the summit. Was with a companion that was a really experienced hiker. Took us a little bit longer, I think, than we thought to get up to the top. And I was really concerned about losing daylight. So when we're at the top of this peak, after a 4-hour hike, we stopped for 15 minutes, enjoyed the view, made the decision that it was going to get dark before we made it back on the route we came up. So decided to go down the back side of the mountain just to make it to the roadway. Looking at the map, knew once we made it to the road, we could hike the road in the dark. What we didn't know was coming down the backside, we were going to run into 3 feet of snow about 100 yards down the backside, even in April when it was 65 at the base. So, long story short, it was a stressful time because it really slowed our progress and really wasn't sure we were going to get off that trail before it got dark. And the last thing you want as a hiker is to be stuck, on a trail in the dark. So my companion was getting very anxious. I was anxious, upset that crampons that we had were left in the car. Well, at that point, you're already committed. You can't look back, right? You have to take a minute, regroup, be calm, right? Because panic doesn't solve anything. It doesn't move you forward, right? You need to look at what you control, and we could control the decisions we made, right? And there was a point where, did we go back up? Well, then we're going to be even later, right? So we had to keep going down. And long story short, you think about it rationally, that we probably only had, a quarter to a half mile of snow before we got down to where it was warm enough where there wasn't going to be any snow, because we'd hiked up the other side with no snow. So long story short, we made it, right? We made it down, but, there were times where I was uncomfortable, but you need to step up as a leader, right? You need to remain calm, make rational decisions, and move forward and not react emotionally, not feel, oh my goodness, I left my crampons in the car, and why is there snow here, and where's that, right? You need to focus on the situations the things you can control and not worry about the things you can't control, right? I couldn't change the snow being there. I couldn't change the fact that the crampons were in the car. I could make good decisions to get us out of there safely. Long story short, longest hike of my life. It was, I refer to it as the Baton Death March. I'm a marathoner. It was a 15-mile hike. It took us 8 hours. We didn't get back till my car till dark. I can tell you from a physically taxing point, it was as hard as running a marathon to me, just because you're hiking, 2,000 feet vertically over 15 miles, but we accomplished it and we made it back safely. And I think right now that's what we're going on with COVID, right? We need to focus on what we can control. We can't change the past, we can't look it back. It's just making good decisions and not reacting emotionally, not letting the victim mentality kind of drift into our mindset, right? We're all victims, right? This is the first time something's affected the world, right? We're all affected together. So in that sense, we're all victims. So we're not victims because we're all in the same thing together, right? So Victim mentality has never served someone well. And, I was listening to an audiobook this morning with Navy SEALs, how they drown proof you. They literally tie Navy SEALs up and drop them in a pool, legs and feet bound. And if you panic, you will drown. You will literally drown. It is about keeping mindfulness and staying calm and stoicism, right? Just being calm and thinking about the decisions you're going to make to get out of it. And that's where we are now. We just need to remain calm. Guys, we're going to get through this. I promise you this. But it's all about mindset. It's about focusing on what you can control, and that's your routine every day, making good decisions, and what you want your life to look like when we get through on the other side. I absolutely promise you guys this will be over. The U.S. economy will come back. Life will be amazing again. And hopefully we will appreciate the little things that we took for granted, the ability to go out to eat at a restaurant on a Friday night that right now we're craving. Listen, I'm Kevin Clancy. I really, really appreciate you watching this. Here's to your continued success. I still have masks. I've got a couple hundred masks I'm still giving out. We've given out just a ton of masks. If you guys need some, send me an instant message or an email, and I will get you the masks. Appreciate you guys. Have an awesome week.